Welcome everybody to Extreme Power No Handling, and today we're dealing with a 1939 BMW 328. Now this has 970 horsepower and 684 pounds-feet of torque, and the car itself weighs 1,894 pounds. It can do 0 to 60 in 4.519 seconds, 0 to 107.733 seconds, and going to a top speed of 176 miles an hour. So yeah, far faster than it was originally. It's got more than 12 times the power it had from stock, and yeah, obviously it's got no extra handling upgrades. So yeah, I don't think this car's going to suffer in terms of suspension, maybe not even in terms of brakes because it is quite lightweight, but where it will suffer is those tyres, because as you can see they are really rather thin, front and rear. So yeah, dealing with all that extra power along with the rain and the puddles might well make this one of the more difficult cars that we've had on this series. And it'll be interesting to see how this compares against the Bugatti Type 35C that we had in the previous episode, because obviously that's an even older car, but it had a less extra power than it had over stock, and obviously that car was really rather controlled, far more than I was expecting it to be. So yeah, hopefully this won't be as difficult as I expect, but I'm really not all that confident in it, right, quite frankly. So yeah, let's get out there and see what it can do. So yeah, I'm expecting plenty of oversteer, probably a spin out or two as well. And obviously lacking in traction off the start. Whoa dear. So we're already struggling and we're not even up to the first corner. Big slide. So yeah, I'm not expecting this car to be, you know, doing wheelies or anything like that, like the Abarth 595 for instance, but in terms of actual controllability, I think it will be whoa, rather difficult. But yeah, we are obviously dealing with a very old car, and it only had 80 horsepower stock. And even though that car, well, this car in stock form is extremely enjoyable and easily one of my favourites on this game, its 80 horsepower really didn't, you know, challenge, you know, tyres, suspension, etc. all that much. So nearly 1,000 horsepower is certainly doing that, as you can see. Struggling even in third gear to put the power down. Well, I don't think that's the worst time we've ever had on a first lap, but it's hardly the best. Yeah, all over the place. It's probably the most oversteer we've had in a vehicle in this series so far. But we are getting up to speeds far higher than what the car could do originally. And that is a sizable improvement at 1 minute 35.788 seconds. throttle in control, and we should hopefully do even better this time around. Controller is vibrating like mad. Far more controlled through there. Again, a massive improvement, 1 minute 31.983 seconds. So yeah, working the throttle a bit, you know, in a more clever way rather than just being fully on it certainly helps. Surprised by how good the brakes are, to be honest. Oh dear. No improvement that time round, unfortunately, but got this final lap to try and do so. We certainly haven't spun out like I predicted. Big drift there. Well, no improvement that time around, but 1 minute 31.983 is far faster than I was expecting it to be. But it is only third from the bottom, and it does fail to beat the Bugatti Type 35C as well as the Lamborghini LM002. But it is quicker than the BMW Isetta by more than a second, which is pretty good, and far faster than the Abarth 595. So yeah, quicker than two cars that are newer than it, even if they are a little bit on the weird side, especially the Isetta, which, you know, the way that car is in terms of setup and size is yeah, surprising that car got as fast as it did. But yeah, this has done pretty well, to be honest, especially considering how much was going up against it. Yes, the brakes were okay. Yes, the suspension wasn't, you know, lifting the front end up of the car up or anything like that, but those tyres were a massive detriment to how this car was going to do, because it had everything else going for it. It had fairly decent acceleration, a hell of a lot of power, didn't weigh all that much, and when it did eventually get to the straights, it was pretty quick in terms of getting up to a high rate of speed, doing more than 110 at times, which is far faster than what this car could do originally. So yeah, it did have some elements going for it, but those tyres ultimately were its downfall. But at least it's not last place, not by a long way, so it has that going for it. And obviously I really do like this car stock, so I'm glad it's not at least bottom. And yeah, that Abarth still is languishing at the bottom. I don't know whether or not another car can do it as bad or worse than that, but we've yet to find it. But if we do, it should be a fun car to drive nonetheless, because even though that Abarth was really rather slow, it was really rather hilarious at the same time to drive. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.